Carol with Carol B Crafts. Today I have number 5 in my That's the Tag April 2017 online class. Today we'll be making a beautiful For the Bride and Groom card. The sentiment comes from the Falling for You stamp set for the bride and groom. And they have best wishes for many wonderful years together, which you can put on the inside of your card. Let's take a look at what comes in your card kit packet. I think you'll be surprised how easily this card goes together, especially since everything is already cut and measured for you. You have your 2 card bases from Very Vanilla cardstock, 2 pieces of Tip Top Taupe. Let me get these facing the correct way. 2 panels of Blushing Bride, and then 2 panels of the, or 2 card fronts from the Falling in Love DSP. And you'll notice that one has a lot more hearts than the other. That's because when you cut the paper into the card fronts, whatever the measurements are, the paper isn't uniform pattern. But I don't think it really matters. I think both cards will end up looking very pretty. You'll have 2 pieces of 2 hearts cut from Blushing Bride. Those hearts come from the Sweet and Sassy framelits, and that is the second, next to the largest wide heart die in the set. You have 3 smaller hearts for the sentiment. I give you an extra one. Those also come from the Sweet and Sassy framelits dies, and it is the 3rd largest die, or the wide heart die. You have 4 half pieces of lace doily. So basically I took 1 lace doily and then cut it in half, and then folded it at the part here. It's about 1/4 of an inch. Folded it there for you on all 4 pieces. You have 4 bitty butterflies cut from the Bitty Butterfly Punch, and this is actually from the remnant of this particular piece here. And then lastly you get 5 medium basic pearls and 5 small basic pearls. We'll be doing 1 card today, putting 1 card together, but you can put 2 together as we follow along on our video. Okay, so I have everything we need for just the 1 card. My 2 butterflies here. We're going to do our stamping first, and I did give you an extra heart in case you needed it. We're going to use Tip Top Taupe, and we're going to use the For the Bride and Groom clear mount stamp. And this is on a D block. And we're just going to try to stamp it straight across. And some of it will hang off the side, but that's okay. Now that's a little bit crooked, so I'm going to actually use my additional one and stamp again. Okay, I like that one much better. So that's all the stamping that we'll need to do since we're just making the 1 card. If you were making 2 cards, you'd want to go ahead and stamp the other one. Now, if you also want to stamp your sentiment on the inside, we'll be using best wishes for many happy, many wonderful years together. Okay. Put my ink away. Now we're ready to decorate the front, and first we'll do the tip-top taupe panel. My card doesn't want to stay closed, so I'm going to crease it a little bit better. It'll be easier to put the panels on if it stays flat. I have my snail adhesive. Then we'll do our Blushing Bride panel. Now before we put our card front on, we're going to put the lace doilies on the sides, and we need to measure. Let me measure and see how far that is. Okay, it's 1.5 inches from the bottom. So we're going to measure 1.5 inches from the bottom with our pencil. And then over here again, 1.5 inches. All right. Now that will let us know where we want the bottom of this little crease here on the side. That's where we want it to stop. Stop right at that mark that we made. So let's put some snail along the sides. This is what's going to keep it in place. Want to get as close to the edge as we can. So we want the very vanilla part sticking out towards the front. Find our mark and put it there. And then we'll do the same with the other side. Find our mark and then just push it into the adhesive. Now to keep these sides down, we're going to just, because it'll be hidden by the heart, we can put a little bit of adhesive right here to keep that down. And we can put some right here to keep that one down. Then we're not just going to put our heart on there, because we're going to put we want these to be, it's not going to be perfectly centered like this. We actually want our heart to be off a little bit. If you look at the card, you can see that the point of this, the very vanilla heart, is a little bit off from the point of the Blushing Bride heart, and that's what we're going for. So we'll put our snail on our heart, the very vanilla die cut, and then we're going to kind of offset it just a little bit So in the V is still meeting there, but the heart is offset just a tiny bit, like you can see. So next we will put this panel on our blushing bride. Make sure we have the opening on the right. And it's just a 1/16 of an inch, so okay, now we're ready to put our heart on. Put that on with snail as well. I'm going to use this to kind of help guide me. So I want it where the top of the hearts is even with the top of the doilies. And we want our For the Bride and Groom to be even as well. So just about there, I think, is good. Now we're going to put our two little butterflies here. But before we do that, we're going to somewhat curl them up by just we don't want to fold them, we just want to curl them up like that. And we'll get our piercing tool. We'll put a large, one of the larger one, which is actually the medium from the package, but the larger one in your kit, will go at the front of the butterfly, and then we'll put one of the larger ones in over here just above the bee. Then we'll get the little ones, the smaller ones. We'll put one behind the bigger one behind the bigger one on this, and then just randomly place this one kind of just above to the right. We'll put our bitty butterflies on with glue dots. I'm using 2. You could probably get by with using 1. And I'm going to put it here in the top right corner of the Very Vanilla heart, facing the corner. And then down at the bottom, we'll put the other one with this wing between the E and the and symbol. Just about right here, facing off to the left. Alright, our card is done. See how easy that was? But look how different it looks. With less, the paper that has less hearts looks quite different from the paper that has a lot of the hearts. So it has a different feel and look to it, but I think they're both very beautiful. If you'd like to take my class, you can check out my blog, www.carolbcrafts.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye now.